Hello, and welcome to the Dragon Ball Trivia Battle. My name is Derek Padula, and I am the Dragon Ball Scholar, and I will be your host for this event tonight. The Dragon Ball Trivia Battle is a way for us as a community to come together and to have fun with our favorite series. There's going to be a lot of questions, 30 questions to be precise, tonight in 3 rounds of 10. The first round is general trivia about Dragon Ball. And then the second round is about real people, including Akira Toriyama, the animators, composers, and voice actors and other people who were involved in the production of the series. And then the third round is a mystery round, which I will announce once the game gets underway at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So right now, I'm hoping everybody joins in and just gets settled. We're going to log into the trivia game, and then I'm going to walk you through getting into the game and having fun. So I'm seeing some chats here, which is really cool. We got Smug Stick, Jack the Slayer, Debbie, thank you, and Dexter. Yes, thank you. Good to see you guys. This is really cool. This is my first time doing this, and I am a novice, so please be patient with me. If I make a mistake or do something wrong, that's okay, because it's all about learning and growing. Just like Goku and Vegeta, they didn't start out as Super Saiyans, right? So I'm starting out here, and I think this is a pretty good place to be. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm wearing my Goku shirt. And then I'm also wearing my Trunks hoodie with the Capsule Corporation logo. It's a big one on the back, too. Also, if that weren't enough, I have Dragon Ball socks with all 7 Dragon Balls. Same thing on the left foot. So I get to make a wish at some point during this. But actually, the real wish is for all of you to be here and to have fun. And I think that's going to come true. So let me take you over to the crowd party game. But first, let me just check. Audio is good. You can hear me. The volume's okay. I can bring this mic in closer or farther away. I don't want to actually in the camera with you. So does it still sound good like this? If it's not, I can adjust the gain and do other things. And then lighting seems good. I've got a Dragon Ball Z lava lamp, which is direct from Funimation headquarters in Fort Worth, Texas, or Flower Mound, Texas, just right outside Dallas. Lewis, the tickets will allow you to win the game if you've when you log in to the game. I'll show you. You can type in your name and the handle and the things that you signed up with when you bought a ticket, and you cannot win the cash prize or the other prizes if you have not bought a ticket. So if you just want to hang out and have fun playing Dragon Ball trivia, that's cool. That's what this is all about. If you think you're an expert and you want to prove it, get some bragging rights, some cash, and another prize, which I'll announce soon, then you buy a ticket, and it gives you a chance at that. Also, it supports me for doing this event. This is expensive to host. It costs a lot for me to buy this software, the hardware, and to teach myself how to do it in terms of just the man hours and the energy and the opportunity cost of doing other things. So I appreciate everyone buying tickets. It really means a lot to me. This is my first time ever doing this, and you guys showed up and you put your money where your mouth is, and that's awesome. It really means a lot to me, especially people who bought 2 tickets. That's just incredible. So thank you very much for buying tickets. And if you don't want to, that's cool. I'm actually accepting tips at streamlabs.com/Derek Padula. There's a little page you can fill in and then chip in $1 or whatever you think is fair. And then also, I think there's a way you can tip within the stream. if you're on Facebook, you can use Facebook Stars, where you can buy stars currency, and then you can contribute stars to me. The same thing, I think, with Instagram Reels. I'm not yet enough subscribers on YouTube to get support through YouTube, so I have to have 1,000 subscribers, and I'm at 610 or so. So if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to me. It's at Derek Padula, all my socials. Same way, just name the way my name is spelled, and then you can hit subscribe and get me close to 1,000. That'd be really cool. Other than that, I don't know what else to say. But yeah, about the lava lamp, I picked that up when I visited the KamehaCon convention like 5 years ago or 4 years ago, and it was the very first one. And I visited the Funimation headquarters to get a tour with Chris Sabat and their social media marketer there, and they walked me into a room filled with just amazing merchandise that they give away at conventions. And they said, you can have anything you want. And I'm like, for real? They said, yeah, just take whatever you want. This is stuff we give away. So I looked around, and then I saw this awesome box for a Dragon Ball Z lava lamp, which they call a motion lamp, but I don't know why. It's filled with orange. They say in the instructions it's wax, in quotes. So I actually have no idea what it is, but it's something, and it's orange, and it's got Goku on it. So I had to have it because it's awesome. So, okay, that's enough of that. Let me share the crowd party room for you, and then I will let you guys log in. So give me a minute to click and to get everything set up. Okay, Smugstick's already in the room, and he's he's loving it. Okay, he's got a lot of excitement going on there. So let's see. Here we go. So the Dragon Ball Trivia Battle. I'm gonna move my screen. No, that's not the one I want. I think it's this one. Yeah. Now what you're gonna do is go to crowdparty.app in your phone or tablet or another browser, and then you're going to select join room and type in this number 65788. You can also scan the QR code with your phone or tablet, and it will bring up a little link that will take you right to this room. When you sign in with this number, you'll be assigned a little avatar. It's random. You can click that picture, and it will give you another random avatar. And just pick one that's fun, that you think represents you, and that you enjoy. They don't mean anything. They have no effect on the game. They're just for having fun. And then put in your email. And if you bought a ticket, make sure that your email address and the handle that you put in are the same ones that you registered with when you bought a ticket, because that is how I will know who actually won, because your names on here are not your real names. So I need to know how to link your screen name, your handle, with your real name and your email address. Okay, Debbie, you are Divine Tomoe. Very cool. So far we got 13 players, which is really great. And the game's going to start at 8, but I know that there are going to be people who show up at 8, and then they're going to be like, okay, now how do I get into this room? And I'm going to have to explain this again, and it's going to take some time. And I don't want to leave people out, especially if they bought a ticket or they're just really big Dragon Ball fans. I don't want them to feel like they got gypped because I started at exactly 8. So we'll just take a couple minutes after that to give people a little bit more time to enter the room. So we still have 11 minutes until then. If you're having trouble and you need assistance getting into the room, please let me know. I'm here to answer any questions that you have and get you in to start having fun. Forgot my side light here. So let's take, yes, Jeffrey, the next CommandCon will be really cool. I actually have only been to the first one, so I hope they invite me to the next one. Okay, Joel, take your time. You're getting your headphones set up. That's cool. We've got another 10 minutes until the game starts. So while we're here, let's click this icebreaker button and ask you guys this question. Would you rather be invisible or be able to read minds? That's a thought-provoking question. I think I would rather be able to read minds because that's one of the biggest difficulties in life is knowing what somebody else is thinking, especially if you have like a significant other that's angry at you for some reason and you don't know why, or there's something going on with their day that they don't want to talk about, but they are really obsessed with it. They keep thinking about it, you know? It would be nice to know what it is that they're so concerned about. I want to be able to turn that power off, because if I can't turn that off, I'll go insane listening to everybody's thoughts around me all the time, wherever I go. And that would just be absolutely bonkers. So I think with any power, you should be able to turn it off. Same with being invisible. Oh, Jack the Slayer is saying, in true Toriyama fashion, I'd say invisible for pervy reasons. Well, yes, that is very Toriyama-esque. No doubt about that. Seems like most people are saying read minds for sure. Oh, Novario wants to be invisible. That's interesting. Is it also for perverted reasons, like Jack the Slayer, or is it for some other, maybe altruistic purpose? If not, that's fine too. All right, we got 14 players so far. If you're just signing in and you're looking at this screen, you can join by scanning this QR code here with your device. Use a phone or tablet and keep this window open, because this is how you're going to hear me talking and reading the questions. You need your second device for playing the game. And I believe it can be a separate browser tab or browser window. So if you want to listen in and then have that other browser tab open, you can. And then you go to crowdparty.app in the browser and you type in the number 65788, and then you'll join this room. Oh, Debbie says her birthday was on the 12th. Happy birthday, Debbie. That is awesome. Good for you. December baby. I've always wondered what it's like being a December baby so close to Christmas, you know, and other, you know, holiday events, Hanukkah and stuff. And, you know, I'm sure you get asked that a lot, but is it awesome because you get twice as many presents? Or did your family give you one set of presents and make you wait, you know, like really hold out on you? Jack the Slayer has a question. He wanted to know, if the person who wins was playing just for fun, does the next ticket holder with the highest score win? Yes, I think that is a fair way to do it, because they did not buy a ticket and you guys did, which is awesome. So if they end up just like dominating and getting first, then hey, cool. You know, they proved that they can do that. But I want to, you know, reward you guys for rewarding me. You put your faith in me, and this is an event I've never done before, and you guys have never done it either, but you trusted me, and that means a lot to me. And I will then say, okay, now it's the second place and the third place and the fourth place that are the top three. And it'll be the same thing, you know, if they get second or third, and so on. Whoever ends up buying a ticket before the end of this event has a chance at winning. And that means that if you are just like having fun, but you're crushing everybody else and you're in first and you want to win the prize, then go ahead and buy a ticket, because you can. And that will end at 9 p.m., which I think we'll probably be finished by then. So just if you're curious about time, this probably lasts about 45 minutes. There's 30 questions and 3 rounds of 10. Jeffrey wants to know, who is your favorite Dragon Ball verse character? Well, I got the Goku shirt on, so I think that's a big clue. But I don't want to make you think I'm playing favorites, which is why I also have the Trunks hoodie on, because I like both of them. They're great. Vegeta, the whole family, everything. I used to think Krillin was the best, and he was my favorite character. He inspired me to start doing Shaolin Kung Fu and to travel to China and to train with the Shaolin monks and learn how to speak Chinese and meditate and do all the things that showed me what was so profound about Dragon Ball, and that have inspired me to this day. So I got a lot of respect for Krillin, but as I went on, I gravitated more toward Goku, because really he was the one who saved my life. When I was a teenager, I was bullied for liking Dragon Ball and anime and video games and nerdy things before they were cool. And it was a really hard time for me, but I could always come home, watch Dragon Ball, and have that safe space to escape to, and to just not be in pain. That was the place where I could be myself. And Goku, his spirit of perseverance and endurance allowed me to carry on through all of that hardship. So for me, Goku will always have a special place in my heart. Smugstick says, recently reached 250,000 subs. Congratulations on that. That's tremendous. I'm blown away by that. It's just so hard to succeed on YouTube, but you've done it. He says, I want to say that you're a huge inspiration to what I do. It's over 9,000 when I was a freshman in high school, and it's been uphill from there. Yeah, well, thank you very much. I know you've been a follower of mine for a long time, and that means a lot to me. And thank you for supporting my work. And it's really nice to hear that I inspire what you do, because Dragon Ball inspires what I do. And I think Dragon Ball is where it all begins, and what I keep coming back to. We've got 3 minutes left. If you're just joining us, you can join by going to crowdparty.app and selecting join room, and then typing in that number 65788. And do that on a phone or tablet or any other device. It's free to join. You can if you're just watching this and you want to hang out and have fun, then just go ahead and join in. There's no cost. We're all Dragon Ball fans, and we're all just here having a good time. You can also scan that QR code with your device, and it'll take you right to the room. Issei Takahara in Japan says, I'm sure I won't be able to win since I have no idea about the voice actors and any production-related questions. Smiley face. Well, I don't know. There's 3 rounds, and so it doesn't really, if you're not good at one round, that's okay. You can excel at the others, and then you can get enough points to end up winning. Debbie says, being a Christmas baby is hard because my dad would combine one big present. Oh, okay. So like one year you got a Nintendo Switch. Well, that's pretty cool though. But that's nice. Yeah, now your friends give you birthday and Christmas presents. Vintage wants to know, how do I prove I have a ticket? Well, when you logged in, I know who you are anyway, but when you log in, you will use the same name that you registered with when you bought a ticket, and your same email. And that way, if you end up winning, I will match the 2 together. Because otherwise, I have no way of knowing, who random, Goku 75 is. So it's nice. This is my way of matching the 2 together. Emperor says, Cooler is my favorite character, but the Ginyu Force inspired me to write a book. I was also bullied for liking Dragon Ball by my own teachers. Wow. I feel the way about Ginyu the way you do about Goku. That's incredible. I've never heard that before. Either of those things. That's really astounding. Well, I'm glad that you were able to find inspiration in Ginyu. That means a lot to hear as well. Just got another player up to 19 now. Oh, that's awesome. Debbie says her favorite character is Trunks. And she was visiting her grandma in the hospital, and she would wait in the waiting room, and the nurses would let her watch whatever she wanted. So she picked Cartoon Network and Dragon Ball, and that's when she fell in love with Trunks. And that's still her favorite character to this day. That's very relatable. I think all the memories that we have with Dragon Ball, you know, they connect us with a certain period of time, and the places that we were at that time, and the people we were around at that time, and it's the story of our lives, you know. Navaria says her favorite character is Goten. That's awesome. Yeah, Goten's a lot of fun. He's very lighthearted and positive, and I really like that about him. Okay, so it is now 8 o'clock. If you are just joining in, this is the scheduled time for the Dragon Ball Trivia Battle. And I'm your host, Derek Padula, the Dragon Ball Scholar. And I'm going to be hosting this event for Dragon Ball fans in the community. This is a fun way for Dragon Ball fans to get together and share our passion for this series. There's going to be 30 questions spread out over 3 rounds of 10. And those rounds will be general trivia, real people, including the actors, the Akira Toriyama, the producers and composers, and then the mystery round, which it is now 8 o'clock, so I will reveal the theme for the mystery round. The mystery round theme is Goku and Vegeta. So that's 10 questions about Goku and Vegeta together. We're going to alternate from one to the other until we're done. And that way, I'm sure you guys will have a chance at, you know, whether you love Goku the most or you think Vegeta is the best character in anime history, you have a chance at winning all of the prizes and everything. And speaking of which, for people who bought tickets, you have a chance at winning the cash prize and then an additional prize on top of that. So I announced this a week ago, and I didn't know anything about event planning. You know, I'd never done this before. I bought this app, Crowd Party, that allows people to play trivia games. And then I bought another event management program called Eventzilla. I didn't know anything about that either. So I had to teach myself all this stuff and then set up this event where people can buy tickets and share it. And, you know, it was really complicated. But I said, okay, well, when am I going to do this? So I really want to get it done before the end of the year. So I said, okay, I'm going to schedule it for, December 22nd, which was a week later. And I thought, well, what's going to incentivize people? Like, well, money incentivizes people, and, you know, being able to prove that they're experts at something incentivizes people. So let's charge a ticket, and then, you know, for the tickets and get people in. And I didn't know how many people were going to buy. You know, there's 500 people that can get into this room. So I thought, let's make 500 tickets, and then we'll just see what happens. So as of right now, there are 19 people who have bought tickets. And the first place winner will win $19 plus an ebook of their choice that I have written. The second place winner and the third place will each win $10 plus an ebook of their choice that I have written. And I have 8 ebooks available, some of them in Spanish and Italian, and you can have whichever ones you want. So after the event, I'm going to let everybody know, if they won, and contact them, and then I'll send you the money, and you can choose which ebook you want, and I'll send you that as well. I'm also accepting donations from people. You can go to streamlabs.com/Derek Padula. If you're playing for free, please chip in $1, whatever you think is fair. If not, that's cool too. We're just here to have fun. So it's now 8:04, and I think we've got 21 players in the room, and we'll start any second here. Smugstick is going crazy with likes here. A lot of people, lots of thumbs ups and happy faces. That's good. Oh, we got someone in here named Wukong Girl. I like that name. That's really cool. Thanks, Tevin. I'm glad you liked the prize. I was concerned some people might not think it was enough, or they didn't, get their money's worth or whatever. But I think you definitely will when you play this game. By the time you're done, you're going to have had a ton of fun, and everybody will have had a ton of fun. So, okay, it is now 8:05, and let us start the game. If you missed it, then I'm sorry, you can't join in after the fact. So actually, let me change that scrolling thing here. But yeah, they just don't let me play the game. You can't join in midstream. You gotta be here at the start. Oh, thanks, Tevin. He says, I got all your stuff so far. That's really cool. Thank you very much. Let me just do a final check here, make sure everything's good. Okay. All right. So let's play. So before we begin, make sure that you are watching this screen, and because this is where the questions will appear, and then answer using the device that you've joined with. So if you want to play with the, with your phone or your tablet or whatever, that's where you're going to answer. And the faster you answer, the more points you'll get. Now, I have to address something before we begin, which is that this is a live stream, which means that there's a delay between when I'm speaking right now and when you will see me speaking to you. And it can range from 2 seconds to 10 seconds. Now, this is a timing-based game, so if you're playing for points and you're competitive, that could slightly reduce the amount of points that you get. And I'm sorry about that. That's just the nature of live streaming. I'm using a really powerful gaming computer right now. It's my brother's laptop. It's top of the line, and I've got a fast internet connection. I'm doing my best to make that gap as small as possible. If it is an issue, you could try switching to a different stream. Like if you're on YouTube, then switch to Facebook or to Twitter or Instagram. Other than that, I can't do anything else. So my recommendation is that you answer as quickly as you can. And also, for people who are sneaky and they want to look answers up online, I would suggest you don't do that, because while you're looking things up online, the clock is ticking down, and that means you're going to get fewer points, or you might run out of time and you end up getting 0. So go with your gut, make a guess. We're here to have fun. So, okay, let me put my gaming headphones on, and then we will play. So get ready. This is a trivia question.
Who is the official license holder of the Dragon Ball anime? Funimation, Crunchyroll, Toei Animation, or Sony?
Let's see. Okay, yes. Is it Funimation, Crunchyroll, Toei Animation, or Sony? Answer with your device that you are holding. Whether that's your phone or your tablet, click the answer that you think is right. Okay, most of you got the right answer. It is Toei Animation. Funimation is an agent of Toei Animation. So they pay Toei for the rights to then dub their version in the United States. And Crunchyroll is a streamer or a broadcaster of what Funimation provides them with. And Sony is actually the owner of Funimation and Crunchyroll for billions of dollars recently. And I'm going to be looking at your questions or comments in between the rounds, so I'll be able to respond to you if you have any concerns or thoughts on the questions. So feel free to make comments. I'll share them with you guys, and we'll have a good time. Okay, leaderboard. Lalo is at the top, followed by Broly and Novaria. Here's a picture. Get the right answer based on the image. In which real-life parade did a Super Saiyan Blue Goku balloon appear? Was it the Toei Animation Festival Parade, the New York City Christmas Parade, the Los Angeles Animation Festival Parade, or the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? In which real-life parade did a Super Saiyan Blue Goku balloon appear? The answer is the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. New York City Christmas Parade was a good guess given the background and the buildings there. And Macy's is in New York City. I believe they're on 5th Avenue. Oh, Jack has taken the lead, followed by Broly. Here's another picture. See if you can get this one. In Dragon Ball Super, how many universes were there in the original cosmos? Was it 18, 15, 7, or 12? In Dragon Ball Super, how many universes were there in the original cosmos? So in other words, like, how many total universes? The correct answer was 18, which is what 6 of you got. Now, the image here is what is remaining. There's 12 universes remaining after Zeno-sama destroyed the others because there were just too many and it was too much to deal with. So he did his little finger thing and those universes went bye-bye. UI Dolan jumps to first, followed by Emperor Eku. Another trivia question. True or false? Mr. Satan is the only human main cast member who has never been killed. True or false? The only human main cast member who has never been killed. Vintage says he misclicked. No, that can happen. You gotta be precise with your fingers there. The answer is true. Wow, that was split right down the middle. 10 true, 9 false. And the reason why it's true is because Mr. Satan was the only one who was rescued by Goku and Vegeta during Majin Buu's planetary destruction attack. Everybody else was killed and the planet exploded, which means that all human beings were killed except for him. Oh, the Quaz up in second. When did the first chapter of Dragon Ball premiere in Japan? Was it February 26th, 1986, January 31st, 1996, April 26th, 1989, or November 20th, 1984? Remember, this is the first chapter of Dragon Ball, which refers to the manga. The answer is November 20th, 1984. I'm happy to see that most of you got that right, because that's a landmark day in Dragon Ball history. And it appeared in Weekly Shonen Jump number 50 for the year of 1984. Another trivia question. On planet Namek, what does Frieza say is his first form's maximum power level? Is it 1,590,000, 530,000, 1,060,000, or 120,000? On planet Namek, what does Frieza say is his first form's maximum power level? And this takes place in the anime and the manga. The answer is 530,000. Good job, everybody who guessed that one. The others were numbers that appeared for Frieza's other forms. So the the 1,590,000 and 1,060,000 are for his second and third forms. So they were kind of red herrings to lead you astray. What is the name of Majin Buu's reincarnation? Is it Majin Buu 2, Oob, Super Duper Buu, or Boogaloo? What is the name of Majin Buu's reincarnation? The answer is Oob. All of you got that one right. Good job. The others were kind of silly answers. This is one of those easy questions. They're going to get a lot harder, so I'm glad that all of you got that one right. Here's another picture trivia. Eating one senzu can keep you sated for how many days? Is it 3, 7, 10, or 5? Here's a picture of Yajirobe cramming his mouth full of senzu. And Goku's saying you only need to eat one of these beans and you don't have to eat for blank days. How many days is that? 3, 7, 10, or 5? The correct answer was 10. I know that one can be a little tricky, but you got to know your stuff. And that took place, of course, during the original Dragon Ball. So if you haven't seen that yet, make sure that you go watch it. Lalo is in first. Oh, Vintage is climbing up, and Matchstick Gamer. Who was the first character to run across Snake Way? Was it King Yema, Enmadayo, King Kai, North Kaio, Son Goku, or Kami-sama? Who was the first character to run across Snake Way? Yes, the correct answer was King Yema, or Enmadayo in Japanese. He tells that, or Kami-sama tells Goku that, and I think King Kai does as well. I don't recall, but yeah, he did it first before Goku ever did. Because I think it was no, I'm sorry, it was the guy who runs the Zamboni on the Snake Way. I think that was right, because Goku was like, "How could anybody ever run across this whole distance?" And that guy tells him actually it was King Yema who did it first. Forgive my slight misrecollection there. Okay, this is the last of the general trivia, and we're going with a picture. What is the age difference between Gohan and Piccolo? Is it 7 years, 21 years, 4 years, or 340 years? What is the age difference between Gohan and Piccolo? This is the chronological age that we're talking about. So real time. Yes, the correct answer was 4 years. And that's because when Goku defeated Piccolo Daimao, he spat out his reincarnation and was born anew. So he's only 4 years older than Gohan, because Gohan was born 4 years later after that battle. So I want to know how you guys are doing with the general trivia. That was a fun round, and I hope everything's going well. If you're just watching, hope you're having a good time. And there's still time to buy tickets or to make a donation, or share this event with your friends and family on social media. Let them get them watching. Tell them to like and follow and subscribe and do all the things, because it means a lot. All right, now let us advance to the second round. At the end of the first, Lalo is in first place, followed by Vintage. So this one, you have to type in the answer on your device. Who is the author of Dragon Ball? This is an easy one. I hope you guys all get this. If you don't, then you need to go back to Dragon Ball school. You type it in on your device or your keyboard if you're playing on a computer, and then submit it. And the letters are fading in to give you a clue here. Yes, the answer is Akira Toriyama. Good job to everybody who got that. Big gold star right on your forehead. Here's a picture. Who is the American Dragon Ball Z composer pictured here? Is it Shuki Levy, Mark Menza, Bruce Faulconer, or Nathan Johnson? Remember, we're now in the real people round. So I'll give you a clue, because you might not recognize his face. He is the most famous Dragon Ball Z composer. He's the one most people think of when they think of American DBZ music. Yes, the correct answer was Bruce Faulconer. 16 of you answered correctly. Good job. Oh man, this is very contentious here. You guys are fighting it out. Who is the Japanese animator of this scene that introduced a revolutionary art style to Dragon Ball? Was it Masaki Sato, Tadayoshi Yamamuro, Minoru Maeda, or Naohiro Shintani? This is a scene from Dragon Ball Super Broly. It's one of the best animated films I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely amazing. The correct answer was Naohiro Shintani, and that is what most of you guessed. Good job. The other three choices were real animators of Dragon Ball, but this particular art style was revolutionary because of its simplicity and the lack of detail, yet fluidity that was enabled by having that lack of detail. But I don't think it suffers because of that. I think it's just beautiful to watch, and it really changed the way people think about the Dragon Ball art style. So check out Shintani. He's done a lot of work for other anime as well, and he's very talented. So now this is a video round, okay? So they don't have video question slides. So I had to first show you the video, and then I'm going to go to the next question, which will have you answer the question. So we're first going to watch this video. And I want you to listen. It's not about the visuals, it's about what you hear. Okay, that's the normal version that you hear at the end of the show. Here it is in reverse. Okay. So that must have sounded pretty weird, right? Especially if you never realized that was in there. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to show the points, but they don't mean anything because you weren't able to actually make a guess there. So now it's going to ask you the question based off of that video. So when you play DBZ's ending theme, Zenkai Power backward, what do you hear? Is it DBZ character names, Pink Floyd's Secret Message, Occult Witchcraft, or Japanese staff names? When you play Zenkai Power backward, what do you hear? So think back about what you just heard and answer the question accordingly. The answer is Japanese staff names. Those are people who composed that music or wrote the lyrics or did the vocals. And it was one of the producers saying, good luck or great job, everybody who worked on this song. So the next time you're watching DBZ and you hear the theme, Zenkai Power, now you'll know what that so-called gibberish was really all about. Let me take a quick look at the questions here. Yeah, that was a tough one. I know, but now you know, and you can impress all your friends with that amazing trivia. So moving on to the next question. Here's another picture. Which voice actor of Vegeta coined the phrase, "It's over 9,000"? Was it Brian Drummond, Ryo Horikawa, Christopher Sabat, or Rene Garcia? And of course, that's a shameless plug for my own book, which I wrote and have right here. So make sure you go buy this as much as you can and share it with your friends. There's still time to get one for Christmas if you have Amazon Prime. The correct answer was Brian Drummond, but most of you guessed Christopher Sabat. That is incorrect. Brian Drummond was the original voice of Vegeta in Canada, and he did what they call the Ocean Dub for Dragon Ball Z's first edition. And when he was asked, when he had to do the line, his producer or the voice director kept saying, "You have to extend the sound of the 9,000. You have to go 9,000." And Brian thought it was the stupidest thing ever, but he did it anyway because that's what the director told him to do. And then years later, it became a meme because someone on YouTube turned it into one, and then it just became this whole phenomenon, and I wrote a book about it. So you can read all about that in the book, and also you can read an interview with Brian Drummond where he describes this whole thing and how it's changed his life, and he has to do it at every convention he goes to. And so does Chris, actually. When he goes to conventions, people ask him to do it because he's the one, who is Vegeta now. And so it's just something that no Vegeta can escape. Even Ryo Horikawa has to say it, even though he didn't understand it. He didn't know why he was saying it, but people kept asking him. And then Rene Garcia in Latin America is an amazing Vegeta too. They're all amazing. Every Vegeta is incredible. Yes, people do forget the Ocean Dub came first. Thank you to everybody who's just joined in and is watching, and I hope you're having a great time, because I certainly am. Man, this is a contentious leaderboard here. You guys are fighting it out. Another picture. What do fans often say is Akira Toriyama's worst trait? Is it forgetfulness, laziness, all of these, or shyness? What do fans often say is Akira Toriyama's worst trait? If you go on forums or social media, you'll often hear people talk about Akira Toriyama, and they'll complain about him, or they'll say things about him. And which one of these do you think people say the most? Yes, the correct answer is all of these. It's kind of a trick question because people say these things about him all the time. They've been saying it since the late 90s when I was a fan. On every single website I went to, people say, "Oh, he forgot about so-and-so character," or he doesn't put in any effort, he's lazy, or he actually is very shy and agoraphobic. He doesn't like crowds. So that was a little bit tricky, but now he's actually all of those things to various degrees. At times he's extremely hardworking, and other times he can remember things that a creator of a manga really shouldn't remember, but he does. So let's give him credit when he comes through. Smugstick is in the top 5. Nice to see. This Japanese pop star and actress is also the voice of the Oracle Fish in Dragon Ball Super. Is she Hatsune Miku, Shoko Nakagawa, Megumi Hayashibara, or Momoe Yamaguchi? This Japanese pop star and actress is also the voice of the Oracle Fish in Dragon Ball Super. And of course, this is the Japanese version. The correct answer is Shoko Nakagawa. The others are real, pop stars, but Hatsune Miku is actually an AI. She's software based, and so she is not a real person. He cannot be standing there holding the script. And the others are also equally talented, but Shoko Nakagawa is a famous, outspoken fan of Dragon Ball. She has been ever since she was a kid. She grew up with the series, and she was ecstatic to become part of the series that she loves so much. You got that one randomly. Oh, that's cool. Yes, there's a lot of Shoko fans out there. And yeah, and she has done covers of various Dragon Ball songs as well. Okay, here's another video round. And remember, I'm going to show you the video, and then I'm going to ask you the question. So this pop idol sang the ending theme for Dragon Ball, I'll Give You Romance. Okay, we'll end it there. I hope you guys were bobbing your head along like I was. It's one of the greatest songs ever. So now here's the question and the possible answers. This 1980s pop idol sang the ending theme for Dragon Ball, I'll Give You Romance. Was it Flo, Takayoshi Tanimoto, Ushio Hashimoto, or Hironobu Kageyama? All of these people have been involved with Dragon Ball, so it's a little tricky. The correct answer was Ushio Hashimoto. Good job. Hironobu Kageyama is also a very prolific Dragon Ball Z vocalist, and in fact, he's done so many songs that people call him Mr. DBZ in Japan. And Flo and Takayoshi Tanimoto were also involved in Dragon Ball Super. But Ushio Hashimoto is the original singer of I'll Give You Romance from the 1980s, and she's still singing to this day. Yes, I thought it would be clear that it was not Kageyama, given that he is a man, and that is not what you saw in the video. Flo is a good band, yeah. So let's move on. The next round. Here's another trivia question. Which voice actor who played Goku is known in their home country as the Eternal Boy? Is it Ana Cremades in Spain, Saffron Henderson in the USA, Masako Nozawa in Japan, or Brigitte Lecordier in France? Which voice actor who played Goku is known in their home country as the Eternal Boy? Correct answer was Masako Nozawa in Japan. The others are also very talented. Noteworthy that they're all female voice actors who played Goku, which is something that Americans often have trouble with because they just can't imagine it. But it's true, and that's because of their sound of purity and lightheartedness. And Masako Nozawa was handpicked by Akira Toriyama to play Goku as a boy, and she's been playing him all this time since then, which is why they call her the Eternal Boy, because she's in her 80s. I think she's 82 now, and she still sounds the same. She plays Goku, Gohan, Goten, Bardock, Tullus, and still just doing an amazing job. All the fight scenes, everything. She's an absolute living legend. And actually, she has the Guinness World Record for playing the same character for the longest amount of time of any voice actor in the world. So she's an absolute boss. And if you haven't watched the Japanese version, I suggest that you do, because she will grow on you and you will think that's Goku. That's the one for me. Of course, they're all great, especially Sean. And yeah, we all have our favorites, but Masako is the one Toriyama picked. So keep that in mind. Which kung fu actress seen here with Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon was, I argue, the most likely model for teenage Chi-Chi? Was it Lucy Liu, Zhang Zi, Angela Mao, or Michelle Yeoh? Now this is a hard question. That's why I put it at the end of the Real People round. It's very tough, but if you know your kung fu actresses, then you should be able to get this one. Correct answer was Angela Mao. Looks like we have an even split there, which is understandable. But yeah, she was actually in Enter the Dragon, which is Akira Toriyama's favorite film alongside Jackie Chan's Drunken Master. So he saw Angela Mao hundreds of times. And I argue that, that Toriyama used Angela Mao's likeness as the model for teenage Chi-Chi when she comes back as a kung fu princess. You remember when original Kid Chi-Chi had that bikini armor and the helmet and everything? Well, she makes a complete transformation and comes back as a mystery woman for the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai. And I believe that it was based off of Angela Mao, who was famous as a kung fu actress and was actually known as Lady Kung Fu. It's not a trick one. It is a little tricky. Okay, now we're getting into the Goku and Vegeta round. What is Vegeta's power level when he first fights Goku? Is it 4,000, 27,000, 9,001, or 18,000? What is Vegeta's power level when he first fights Goku? This is when he arrives on planet Earth. Correct answer was 18,000. But I appreciate whoever voted for 9,001. That is really cool of you to do that. Yeah, so this is back when they were using scouters, and you know, power levels were really specific back then. And they say it's 18,000. Okay, moving on. Wow, okay. The leaderboard is shifting. Now here's a Goku question. Who is Goku standing on top of in this image? And the image will blur into focus here. Is it Vegeta, Krillin, Roshi, or Nappa? Who is Goku standing on top of in this image? The sooner you answer, the more points you get. There you have it. All of you got it right. Good job. That is awesome. You guys know your DBZ. Even when it was blurry, you got it right. That's a famous scene where Goku shows up after training with King Kai, and he charges toward Nappa, disappears, and then the next split second later, he's standing on top of his head, giving him some disrespect, which is well deserved given that he just killed Goku's friends. Okay, Smugstick in first. But how long can he keep it? Oh, actually, that was tied for first. What generation of Vegeta is the Prince Vegeta that we know? Is he the 7th generation, the 4th, the 3rd, or the 2nd? This is something that was revealed in the Dragon Ball Super films and manga. Lalo says he clicked even before it started unblurring because he was that confident about it being Nappa. That is awesome. The correct answer is the fourth. So that means Prince Vegeta is the Vegeta after King Vegeta, and then his grandfather Vegeta, and then his great-grandfather Vegeta. Okay, leaderboard keeps shifting. What did Goku wish for the first time he summoned Shenron? Was it to revive Krillin, for everlasting power, to revive Bora, or a lifetime of strawberries? What did Goku wish for the first time he summoned Shenron? The correct answer was to revive Bora. Yeah, I put revive Krillin in there because he does that later after he revives Bora. And I write about this in my Dragon Ball Culture books, where I talk about the fact that Goku finally acquired all 7 Dragon Balls after a tremendous effort of fighting the Red Ribbon Army and fighting in Baba's tournament, and just tremendous pain that he went through. And he finally got the Dragon Balls, and he could have wished for anything in the world, but he wished to revive someone who he barely knew and was the father of a friend that he just made. He did not even think about wishing for anything for himself. And that's just Goku for you. I think that's such a perfect way for Toriyama to have written his character. What technique does Vegeta first use against Goku during their battles? Is it Final Flash, Final Shine Attack, Big Bang Attack, or Gallic Gun? What technique does Vegeta first use against Goku during their battles? Oh, I'm sorry, Debbie, that it wouldn't let you click on an answer. I'm not sure why that happened. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. The correct answer was Gallic Gun. We had 1 vote for Final Flash. All of these are Vegeta's attacks. So that's why I think it's a little bit tricky, because you got to know the chronology of when he used each one of these attacks. We've only got 5 more questions. So now is the time to rise up. Which of these is Goku's original technique? Is it Mad Dog Fist, Solar Flare, Instant Transmission, or the Kamehameha? Which of these is Goku's original technique? He has used all of these techniques. There you go, Mad Dog Fist. Oh, 8 votes for Kamehameha and 1 for Instant Transmission. The Kamehameha is Muten Roshi's technique. He's the one who invented it, so it's his original technique. The Solar Flare is something from Tenshin Han and the Crane Hermit School, which Krillin also borrows from. And then the Instant Transmission is something that Goku learned when he was in outer space after the battle on planet Namek, and that he learned from aliens. But the Mad Dog Fist is what he uses against Jackie Chun in his battle as a boy. Yes, the rest were all learned from other people. True or false? Vegeta gets to keep his body in the other world after death, just like Goku. True or false? Oh, I'm sorry, Debbie. That's the 3rd time it happened. It might be because of a delay in the live stream. Please keep trying. Yes, the correct answer is false. The only reason you get to keep your body in the other world after death is if you are a pure-hearted and virtuous person who has done good things in the world. And Vegeta is not that. He has killed a lot of people, and that's a no-no. But also, there's other factors at play besides just killing. And I think that's where things get really philosophical and deep in Dragon Ball. So whether or not someone is a good person, or at what point are you examining their lives? Because when Vegeta first shows up, he seems pretty selfish, but as things advance and he spends more time with Goku or Kakarot and Bulma and everything else, he transforms and arguably becomes the best person. So I guess whoever's making these decisions does things on sort of a sliding scale. But that's where things get interesting. Smugstick takes the lead. Another picture trivia. Goku always fires the Kamehameha with his right hand on top, except for a single time. When is that time? When fighting Jackie Chun, training with Roshi, fighting Vegeta, or fighting Cell? Did you know that Goku always fires the Kamehameha with his right hand on top? It's true. Keep your eye on that as you watch the series. But there's one time that he didn't. When was that time? Correct answer was when fighting Jackie Chun. This was in the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai, and Jackie Chun fired the Kamehameha, and then Goku did right after. And he thought there was no way, because it took him 50 years to invent the technique in the first place. Let me check the questions here. Oh, Jack the Slayer saying, OMG, I never noticed this. Vintage is saying it's a very underrated fight. That's very true. And it's one of his faves with the Japanese song Mezase Tenkaichi playing. Debbie wants to know, how did I like the end credits of the recent Dragon Ball Super movie? I loved them. I thought it was really funny, especially seeing Videl react to what happened to their house. That was great. I love that movie. Everything about it was great. Wow, tied for first and second. We only have a few questions left here. Who killed more people in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z? Was it Goku or Vegeta? Who killed more people in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z? So you got to take Goku's early years into account as well. The correct answer was Vegeta, which most of you guessed right. This was actually a little tricky, though, because you could argue that it was Goku when he fought against the Red Ribbon Army and just obliterates soldier after soldier. But the fact is, we don't know if he ended up killing those soldiers. He could have just been knocking them unconscious. And given Goku's personality, I prefer to think that's what he did. We don't have any confirmation that he killed them. So when I was doing a tally of all the kills, I had to exclude those because otherwise you could say he had more than Vegeta. But then, of course, Vegeta is known as somebody who goes from planet to planet, cleansing it and obliterating life wherever he finds it. And that could be millions or billions of people. So he's a pretty bad dude. That's why he has the shirt that says Bad Man on the back of it. And yeah, he is a killer. No doubt about that. True or false? Goku can read minds? True or false? That's so funny, actually. We were just talking about reading minds earlier during the icebreaker, whether you wanted to read minds or have the power of invisibility. And most of you said read minds. Correct answer is true. Goku shows us his ability to read minds after he arrives on planet Namek when training in the Capsule Corporation spaceship. He trains super hard in 100 times Earth's normal gravity, and after he comes out, he has unlocked the ability to read Krillin's mind. Now, you might wonder, well, why did Goku never use this power again? And how did he unlock it in the first place? And the short answer is that Toriyama most likely did not feel like adding a bunch of dialogue where Krillin and Gohan and Vegeta explain everything that just happened that you were already familiar with as a reader or viewer. So he just gave Goku this superpower, which allows him to read the mind of Krillin and then go, oh, okay, now I'm all caught up. And that was a way for Toriyama to be lazy and save time. But also it's good storytelling because he doesn't have to repeat himself. Now, this is the last question in the Dragon Ball Trivia Battle. So let's see what it is. Oh, and actually a little bit of a preface. This is a new type of question we haven't come across yet. This is a majority wins. So I'm going to ask you a question, and you have to decide what the majority of people in this room are going to choose. And the people who side with the majority end up getting points, and the people who do not get points. So you got to use some psychology here, some thinking. Here we go. After we look at the leaderboard, the final question. Who is more attractive? Is it Goku or Vegeta? Who do you think people are going to choose? Is Goku more attractive or is Vegeta more attractive? And this is attractive on an emotional, physical, psychological, sexual level. Whatever you define as attractive, you get to choose. And we'll see what people think. Who is more attractive? The majority wins. Vegeta is the winner with 10 votes compared to 8, but that is super close. And I'd basically say equally divided. So Vegeta ended up being the winner here, and that means if you chose Vegeta, you got the points. So that is the game, the Dragon Ball Trivia Battle. The winner in first place is Smugstick. In second, it's the Quaz. Third is Novaria. Fourth, Lalo. 5, Vintage. 6, Shiny Creation. 7, Jeremy. 8, Jack the Slayer. 9, UI Dolan. And 10, Broly. Congratulations to the top 3 placers there. You will be getting some money and some prizes. Here are the rest of the results. Let's take a look together. Second grouping here. Kibo, Matchstick Gamer, Alex, Emperor Eku, Divine Tomoe, JS Dukes, Issei, Wukong Girl, Tevin, and Kayla. And top plays. Seems a couple people were unable to play the game, but after entering, but that's okay. All of you guys did really good, really well. I'm impressed that you got so many questions right, because these were some hard questions. Some of them a little bit easy. I put those in there for everybody, casual fans. But some of you guys are really intense fans here, and you got those right. So, yeah, congrats to everybody. I think that was really cool. I'm really happy with the turnout. You guys are sweet. Matchstick Gamer is saying, I hope we can do this again, everyone. I hope so too. This is my first time doing this, and I think it was a lot of fun. It was also a lot of work, but I have had the idea of doing this as a series where we have a Dragon Ball Trivia Battle where I bring in guest stars from the Dragon Ball community. And that can be YouTubers, maybe some people who specialize in gaming, like they play Dragon Ball Legends or Xenoverse, and they should know a lot about the Dragon Ball games. And then the theme for that night would be Dragon Ball game trivia. We could do the same thing for collectors of like figurines and models and other people who are just, general trivia experts. So if you think you are an expert, or maybe you're a celebrity in the community, or you happen to know some who are, then please tell them about this game and about me and have them get in touch. They can follow me on social media and message me through my site at thedaoofdragonball.com, and we could get this thing going. I could turn it into a whole season of shows and have a different Dragon Ball trivia battle theme for every show. And the fun thing is, we get to see if those experts really know their stuff. Maybe you guys are better than them. Maybe you're smarter and more know trivia than these so-called experts. Well, we'll find out in the Dragon Ball trivia battle. So thank you very much for playing. Especially big thank you for everybody who bought a ticket and contributed to my work. People who gave tips. That really means a lot to me. This was my very first time doing this, and I had no idea if anybody would buy a ticket or show up at all. And you did. You did. You supported me, and that really means a lot to me. So thank you very, very much. I'd love to do this again. And Jack, I'm Jack the Slayer. I'm glad you had such a good time, and this has been awesome for you. Smugstick is screaming, "Have me on!" Yeah, get Geekdom on this. I actually did ask Geekdom 101 to be the very first guest, and he said he couldn't do it on Wednesday, which was the original day for it, that I just picked at random because I thought it would be a good day. So I said, okay, I'll reschedule it, and then we'll do it on Thursday. He said, okay. And then it turned out that the Dragon Ball Super manga chapter came out 2 days before, and he said he always does a live stream on Thursdays, recapping that manga chapter. So there was a scheduling conflict, and really, that's my fault because I did this on such short notice, and I feel like next time I will give people a lot more lead time, and maybe months in advance, so we can really plan this out and get things done according to their schedule. I'd also like to do stuff in Europe because there's a lot of European Dragon Ball fans, and also in Japan. And we have one here tonight. Issei is a new follower of mine, but a very devoted follower, and I'm very grateful for Issei's support. He's a Japanese language translator, and he does a really good job. If you'd like to learn Japanese, check out Issei. I'll post a link in the Facebook chat later. And so all you guys are awesome, but there's a time zone thing, So if I plan for a European, I got to do the event a little bit earlier, and the Japanese, the time zones are flipped, so I got to think about all that stuff. Yeah, UK represent, right? So also, I'd like to know what you thought of the difficulty. Did you feel like this was just right, or too easy, or too hard? The people who bought tickets will be getting a survey, and they can click that link and fill it out. And the people who are just on the stream, just let me know how you felt about it. Because like I said, it's my first time. And I tried to give a mix of easy and intermediate and advanced questions. But I don't know. I study this for a living. It's my full-time job, just obsessing over Dragon Ball. So what I think is easy might not be so easy. So just let me know. Smugstick saying he thought it was perfect. Well, that's good to know. Yeah, if anybody wants to be in this, just reach out to me. The real people questions were challenging. That I can understand, especially if it was about Japanese staff or like the pop stars and things. Okay, cool. Seems like most people thought it was a good mix. Well, that's good. That's it then for this inaugural presentation of the Dragon Ball Trivia Battle. You guys are awesome for showing up. And yeah, I hope you learned some new things here, because there's a lot of Dragon Ball trivia out there, and a lot left to learn. So Issei says he's better at analyzing the story. Yeah, fair point. These things are pretty particular, these details here, like the left hand Kamehameha question, right? So anyways, guys, this was sweet. You're awesome. And thank you very much for coming to the Dragon Ball Trivia Battle.